humorist, satirist, and social commentator. And we're going to see how that slides right into what I do. So good evening from Manila. It's 9:44 p.m. where I am. But because it's daytime there, I put a daytime background so we don't all get disoriented. I am going to be talking about Show and Tell version 2.0. As you can see, my logo, Show and Tell, is still there. But when the pandemic hit, and then we are locked down, you do know what happens in a radio talk show. Every hour, on the hour, right when you say, see you next week, boom, someone walks in and you have to run out because we own only 1 hour. We're block timers. We cannot be squatting on someone else's airtime, meaning we're all spitting on the same microphone, which is 2 inches from our mouths. That is one of the tricks and tips about talking on Zoom. On radio, you notice, oh, they sound so relaxed because the mic is right here. No effort, you can whisper. So if you want to sound like that, you get a mic. But I don't like it because we ladies, it disturbs the beauty. What am I saying? Right? I don't like that. There's a mic here. There. So for someone who's an extrovert, someone who loves talking to strangers, someone who loves the pressure of lights, camera, action. Now, there is no such thing as later. Sorry does not exist. And the slogan on my show is, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. Why am I telling you this? My pathway is leadership development. My goal is to have people buy into this concept that I have called life, where we don't have second chances. Like really, if you're in the boardroom, or if you're a surgeon, or heaven forbid, if you're a dentist, you're gonna get this, wapak. You're not gonna be happy. Wapak is very well known in all the places that I go to. Remember, I'm not hostile, I'm just a satirist. So, just think, every week I have all of these wild moments and then, see that face? Lockdown. When you're used to running at a certain speed, that's almost standing still. But it was fine. I had to lead myself into thinking, it's only 14 days. 14 weeks. 14 months. If you think you know what anxiety is, for someone who's an extrovert who loves speed, this is torture. Okay? So what did they do? I joined Toastmasters. Yes, where I can meet and talk to strangers. That is the first lesson in leadership development. Pivot and find your place of happiness. Not haha happiness, but something that gives you joy in the best possible way amidst the pandemic. My question to all of you, what was your major blah when the pandemic hit? And how did you make yourself happy? If we were on the same team, that would be the first part of planning and implementation, which is level 3. Meaning, if people are not happy doing what they're supposed to be doing, it ain't gonna happen. Remember? Who's the big guy in Toastmasters with initials RS who said, it's better to be happy? Think, 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 think. We learn best in moments of, put your mic on, enjoyment. And that is my main message for leadership development. If people are not enjoying, they repel, they rebel, and they ignore. Or worse, they get their gadgets, and then just do all sorts of things while they're supposed to be working. My idea of leadership development is not what I grew up with. I'm 70. It doesn't work anymore with millennials and Gen Z who are even younger. So therefore, I'm giving you now as a bonus, because you're going to see this if you take leadership development and you want to write this down. If you have to forget everything I say, I want you to write this acronym. Can you put POLI, Poly, POLI. It works for everything, including going to the grocery and going shopping. P is plan. What's your point A to point B? You will be surprised. We're 9 here. Do we all have one plan? No, we have 9 plans for one meeting, right? So that's exhibit A. Number 2, letter O, organize. Now, a little trick I share with people, because all my performances are live, whether platform speaking or talk show speaking, always have a plan B. Always. As in always, even things as simple as brushing your teeth. What do you do when the toothbrush falls on the floor and you're a germaphobe like me and you don't have a spare toothbrush? Things as simple as that. How do you lead yourself to a happier day? Remember, not a happy, but stress-free day. The third letter is lead. People say, I have to lead other people. I said, no. First person I, speaking for myself, have to lead is me. Because when I'm supposed to be doing something, and then I see a cute post on Facebook that I want to share with my best friend, that eats up how many moments, which is why I came in here photo finish. I learned to lead myself, called do not read anything on your cell phone while doing your eyebrows. See, I have a problem with eyebrows. They're not as beautiful as yours. And the fourth one is where most human beings fail. Implement. POLI. What is it? Plan, organize, lead, implement. It's so funny, right? We say, oh, I know in my head, but one foot in front of the other to implement. That is the challenge. Like 2 hands to not touch the cell phone. I have a challenge there. I think I'm a millennial in a 70-year-old body. And the next thing that you have to know when you lead anyone, including yourself, is your why. Why are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? What is the why? Because you have to know. When people say they have to, the real why is they're afraid that if they don't, they're going to get fired. They're afraid that if they get fired, they won't have money. So you'll realize when I ask you, like, all of you here, what's your true why for joining Toastmasters? Everyone will say, oh, to be a better leader and communicator. Why? Then you just go deeper and deeper. We might want to do that in one meeting. Let's talk about what's our why and have 9 versions. You like that? Sounds good. And then after that, we'll have a general, I'm giving you a gift here. When you come up with a club why, that makes it easier to tell people who and what is Carmichael and your why for joining Carmichael. Now, the last one here is to be able to moderate a panel discussion, which I love best because it's so talk show. And most people have panel discussions like this, if you were all with your mics on, and they're so serious. I said, no, if you're planning a picnic, you're planning a birthday party, that is still leadership development. I would like to encourage all of you, instead of business, and I was asked a while ago, instead of business, use leadership development for everyday matters, as in every day. Classic, I love doing this. Which way do you install the toilet paper? From the top pulling or from the bottom pulling? And what arguments do you get into when it's not installed the way you want? See? Leadership development. Why are there no house rules? Simple. I solved the toilet paper issue. I type it on a nice piece of paper and I tape it to the wall. There. You could be a visitor and you know what to do. There. And because someone's threatening me with a red mark over here, my answer is use leadership development in day-to-day situations. And then when you have that path, including leading yourself, then and only then can you be able to deliver it in a fun manner with other human beings and maybe your dog too. Good evening from Manila. I hope you found that useful. Mwah, I love you.